Hi, hello, welcome to Dusty Shop, where bad decisions are rabid and planning is lacking. So, don't do what we do. Well, you could try it. Have fun with it. You know, do the YouTube stuff. Click like and subscribe. Alright, thanks. Alright, circus goers, so here we are again with Johnny. So what the big game plan is here, let's just take a look, you see. So we're doing a little bit of work to the truck. And so, we're putting that bed in there. You see it, it's plywood. So, So, I've got the plywood in there, obviously. And what I'm going to do now, figure out why I'm not wanting sliding over. I see part of it right there. That's part of the problem right there. So, looks like I got a piece of something in the way right there. I can't get my light in the right spot. My life. What is that? Huh. That one's just loose. Some of these are loose. And the bed's not sitting flat. I mean, it's sitting flat, but it's not sitting level. So, as you can see, George welded a muffler, you know, in George normal fashion. Did that last week when we were working on it. So, a little rundown. The starter there, she didn't make it. You know, she's a little hot rough. I gotta finish hooking up an alternator, I'm sorry. Not alternator, but we got a fuel pump right there, new. I gotta hook the other side up. It's obviously mounted in there. We got a new alternator, one wire, so I gotta hook up the one wire. Switch ends up there a little bit, but you know, okay, no big deal. Let's clean there. We gotta check some wheel clearances. Make some wheel clearances. The other thing we gotta do is, like I said, I gotta get this bed mounted, centered, somewhat, kind of centered. Do some welding on those tabs right there. A couple of them are loose. That one ain't even in the neighborhood right there. So, exits and carriage bolts. I gotta drop the drive shaft because it's that. Okay. More spaces right there. Obviously. I gotta fin this up, down. You know, it's gonna be one of them deals. That's bugging me because I'm trying to get past that lip and I got a piece of steel hanging me up. I think that steel is supposed to be under this, not over this. I don't like that. Yep. Kind of like so. So I slide that bed over, that plywood over. Well, going a whole lot. I can't drill no holes. Until I get the plywood where I want it. So, I wonder if it would be easier just to work this thing from the top. I was hoping maybe. Alright, circus goes, we're back. So now, I gotta get the bed runners welded back to the bed. Because some of them are loose. Rephrase that. Most of them are not hooked up to the bed no more. Yay. So, I got me a little piece. A little piece of wood right here. It's a little bit thinner than that. But I'm not too worried about that. I just gotta cut the edge of it. What I need to do, I think this is tight. Yeah, it's way too tight on that side. Some of these, of course I could, I don't know. You know, it's one of them deals. It's just one of them deals. So, I'm gonna bring the welder over here. And I'm gonna weld some of these can be welded. Some of them are they just can't be welded. Just bolted together. Hope for the best. So, that one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose. They're all loose. They're not even hooked to the bed. So I gotta make sure the bed's square. Yada yada yada. Because I have no idea no more. Because the truck's been moving and shaking and rolling. So let's get a tape measure. Make sure we're square. We'll get a square all on the truck, kind of right where it needs to be. Because then once I start doing this, I don't want to move the bed again, and then because I'm bolting it all the way down. We're going to try to finish said bed today. I got other things to do. 1 by 110, and that's like 9/16. Now, this bed is not a stock bed. This is some kind of like homemade contraption. We've seen it. So, this makes this thing so interesting to do, because if we were stock, oh my God. So, alright. About a square. I took the there it is. I took the come on or the strap off of it. I could get the board in there, but now I got to get the bed right. So here we go again. That may be all I needed. Let's see. Oh, this is such a pain in the ass to do by yourself. 111. I may have moved it too much. No, I did not. 111. We're square. So, we'll leave that right there like so. Because we're actually looking pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so we're square there. I like it there. Man, I can't even see this hole. Yeah, this fucker's moved. About 7 3/8 there. Seven and an eighth. Pretty good. That's a 16th. All right. I had to double check, make sure she's still square with everything else. 40. course, the back of this cab is kind of rounded. Yeah. I was trying to line it up on some holes, but I think I'm just going to re-drill all the holes. There's no way around that. There's one right there, and it's loaded, loaded, loaded. Inch and a half. I don't think that's inch and a half. I think that's 3/8. This feeling that this side needs to come over. I'm building a show truck when I know I shouldn't be. 111. You know, it's just. I need to quit that. Okay. Okay, we're good right where we are. So, we're good where we are. Now it's just a matter of let's get these brackets welded in. So, because that's a little bit thinner than 3/4 of an inch. Okay, because I think my bed also is like, so instead of being straight like this, I think we're whoop like this. We're kind of bowing out. Because these old fenders are pretty heavy, so it's pulling them out. And there's nothing holding it together. So now we'll get it. Now we got it square in line where we want it, and then I'll just whoop. And then I got a long ass drill bit, and we'll just drill all the way through it and get this thing bolted down. Man, this thing's just it's taking forever. As painstaking as this is, but we'll do one at a time. Like I said, we'll get in here, get it all clamped up. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to run. And we'll come over to this side, cut that bolt off, reset that, and weld that, and then just keep marching our way on down all the way through the whole process. So, yeah, ooh, man. I do believe... Holy Christ! Oh, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Okay. Well, that one's welded. Now these are not going to be set up to put a bed, like an actual wood bed. The runner's going to be too tall. Yeah, you're going to pull the sides off of it. Because they not going to walk. No, no, no. Okay, circus goers. So, we're all fucking welded in. Yay. Wonderful. Let's see here. So, now, do a little more cutting, get the bolts loose, and then we can Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this cool off a little bit. I start sticking plywood on here. You know. So we'll let it cool off a little bit before we start putting plywood on it. And start bolt the plywood down. All right, circus goers. Now that we're back, so as of right now, I've got the truck frame level to earth. So now what I need to do is, so I put a 2x4 in front, it runs all the way down the side. Yeah, so went on back, I got some 2x4s. I cut a 2x4. And then I gotta take it and whoop it, because I got some stuff that's probably gonna not, instead of having like a whole bunch of little 2x4s, I'm just gonna run one long one here, one long one there, call it a day. Patching around the fill neck, obviously you gotta do that. So we already have one already kinda made up, I think, maybe. I'll probably cut a new one. Anywho, so I'm gonna pull another measurement on here. I wanna go past the bed just a little bit, so that way we got, you know, we're all up there. And we can kind of adjust it. Now that we're sitting pretty level. Wouldn't mind. I'm looking at the tires. I could probably use to go forward a little bit. Once I go up, since I am up, I kind of like to the whole truck. Kind of like that better. I do like that better. Looks pretty good. May end up. And I take it back. Maybe just leave it alone. This is good. Over. Oh. How the hell did I do that? Oh, I see. Whoops. Well, this better be too long and too short. See what I did now. I'm not sitting here. Ooh. The fit. This fucker. I'm in shit. Back a little bit more. Perfect, right there. I think we can live with that. So I got that one. I usually get the one board in here. I cut it too long. So I got to stump it off right there. And then I'm gonna mash that board down because I got all them rivets in the frame. They're gonna keep it up. We can just take it over the drill press. I'll just take a drill. I take it to the drill press. I'm gonna take a drill bit, probably about like a half inch or something. Drill it out, bust it all down there through there, because that way it'll lay flat on the frame. Because this side's gonna be different. Because I got a fill neck on this side, so let me get a pencil. All right, circus goers. So now that we have bolted runner boards down there on both sides, and I did a little drill, took a half-inch drill bit to kind of drill them out. So that way the boards lay flat to the frame on both sides. Everything looks good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape off each of the runners all along the sides there, and this side that, and then I'm going to put one in the front, so that way I know where they are. And then we're going to take and dig out my lasers, and then we're going to mark, once we lay tape it all off, mark it, then we'll lay the plywood down, and we'll put the lasers back on the plywood, line all the lasers up, and start drilling holes. That's the plan. That's the idea. So we'll see how that turns out. Alright, so there we go. I have all the tape running down the runners from each side to side, and then the blue tape, I have one on the front, one on the back. And so that's so I can make a laser mark on each piece of tape. And that way when I put the plywood down, we can line it up. And then so there I am with one of the lasers, and I am making the mark to go from the back of the truck to the front of the truck. That way I can get it put back in the exact same spot. Obviously we're running the frame, so I'm trying to keep running the center of the frame, and that way I know. And plus these runners already have holes drilled in them. There's some extra holes, and some of them are woldered out. I'm gonna try to catch some of them if I can, and if not, we'll go with new ones. And then there I am with the other laser, and that's what I'm doing there, is I'm centering up all the holes to that runner, and then making a mark on the sides, and one on that side, and then I'm gonna make a mark. And then what we'll do is we'll set everything back up and drill through the plywood, because once the plywood's on there, I'm not gonna be able to see any of that stuff. So that's about the easiest way I can think of. And then there's one there in that big gap there. There's another runner there. I just got to put it in there, and then we'll get her done. So here we go. We'll go to the next part of this. All right, now that the layout's all done, I'm gonna slide the piece of plywood right there into place, because I have the side runners of the original style wood plank beds. They're still mounted. I never took them off. That's what when I was welding all those things in that we've seen, I was running the shims underneath it to get the right height to slide this piece of plywood here into place, because the bed's just a touch wider than the plywood. So the plan is to slide it underneath one side, and then get the plywood centered, and you can see right here, there, boom, there it goes. So everything goes like it should, like it is. We'll slide it up underneath it, and then what I'm doing there is I am adjusting the bed around so that way we're centered up, because I think I got an inch on both. I got an inch little gap in there, and that strip's like I think it's like an inch and a half or something like that. So I'm just clamping down on it, and so that's what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get everything. I'm trying to get the bed centered, side to side, front to back. So now that's everything centered, side to side, blah blah blah. So next thing I gotta do is right here is I am putting all the carriage bolts down the sides. I haven't run any of the holes down the middle. And what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna lift it up, I'm gonna clamp the plywood down, take one last final measurement all the way around the truck, make sure everything's right, straight, nice. And then as we've seen in the layout part, I'm going to come in here and drill all the holes through the plywood, through the runners, into the frame, and do the right all the way down through the frame. So we get this thing bolted down, and let's see how that turns out. All right, circus goers. So what in the devil's? Oh, there it is. So there we are. I don't know where we had a little issue with I guess the camera's dying. The other camera. So here we go. Wasn't really much to see. A lot of bolting down, a lot of carriage bolts. So there it is. Boom. So we're gonna cut this and we're gonna stick it across there. So let me show you what we're gonna do before that. So we got one more thing to do, but that's what it looks like right now. Yeah, right there. Oop, it's all bolted down, not going nowhere. all anchored in, tied together, sitting here solid. You can shake the truck, it don't move. So there's what it is. Looks like finished. I got a little piece of stainless steel right here. Once I get that to lay down flat, then we'll bolt that to the wall, and that'll kind of help hold, you know, make it look a little finished. Of course, you know, this mat's not laying down right, so there's why there's a bucket of like everything and all this to get this to lay flat. And then I might probably move down to there to do that. So I'm not putting that trim piece in there until I get this mat to lay down a little flat. So, but that's what it's gonna look like. There's the bed, just done. It is done. Oh my God, it is done. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. Catch us on the next one, cause you know, we're getting close to Johnny being, you know, making the finish line. I think. I'll leave the brakes a little bit, and then, like I said, once the yeah, I'm gonna redo that, and then starter shows up, the right one. We got a 6-bolt, not a 12-bolt, and then yeah, I think she's good to go. We're getting close. We're getting closer. We're seeing the finish line. So, with that being said, thanks for watching, and catch us on the next one. All right, thanks.